Hi, welcome to another episode of Galaxy Gardens. My name is Chrissy, and today what we're going to be doing is canning some whole tomatoes, or rather quartered tomatoes, depending on how they come out. I'll show you how that looks, how we're going to can them, and how they're going to come out at the end. Come on. Right now I'm in the process of sterilizing some jars. I can only fit 4 in here at a time. I've already got this started. I have frozen tomatoes. These ones I defrosted, took the peels off of because I'm going to save those to make tomato powder. And these are just sitting and ready to go into the jars in a few minutes. In here, I also have bag of yellows. These are garden peach tomatoes. Those are actually going to be defrosted last, but I will be canning them today too. And lastly, or rather secondly, these are going to be my second batch. You can see right now they're just in the process of defrosting. Clouds just came by, but this was just in the sun, helping them defrost. These are my San Marzanos, and same thing I'm going to do like I did with the first batch of my larger tomatoes. I'm going to defrost them, peel them, save the peels to dry to make a powder. And then we're going to put them in a bowl, put them in some jars, and we're going to can them. Some supplies you're going to need for this obviously is your tomatoes. If you didn't freeze your tomatoes and they are fresh, you're going to want to blanch them and then peel them. You're going to need your quart jars, some new lids, and clean bands, and lemon juice. The way this is going to work is I'm going to finish sterilizing these. I'm actually going to throw my lids in here now. And these are quart jars. So for every single one, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and a little bit of salt. Salt's more for flavor and preservation, but the lemon juice is going to lower the pH, although tomatoes are still very acidic, but to a safer point so botulism doesn't develop. All the jars are sterilized, including the tops and the rings, so now I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice in each of these. And you want to really use bottled lemon juice just because it'll have a more consistent level of acidity compared to fresh produce. Next, we're going to bring the tomatoes up to a boil because you're going to want to add them to the hot jars and also be hot, because if you put these in when they were still frozen, you're actually going to crack your jar. And you really don't want that. You're going to lose your jars, you're going to lose all those tomatoes because you're not getting that box out of there. Lemon juice has been added, and I also just put like a little tiny pinch of salt in there just for flavor purposes. The recipe I'm using doesn't call for it, but it'll be fine. Alright, got your lid on. You're just going to go ahead and pack them in. And you want to pack them until you get about a 1/4 inch headspace, which will be right about here. As you saw right there, I trial and errored my tomatoes, and I know inherently you really need hot stuff to fill the jars with while the jars are also hot. I wasn't thinking. So we did lose 2 jars. I have 2 jars going. That should be enough for what's heating up in the pot right now. And then we still have 2 rounds to go. Don't be like me. Learn from my mistakes. And then be like me and do the things I did after I learned from my mistakes. So we still have all these San Marzanos. We still have the bag of garden peach. We just lost a few Cherokee Purple. I think it was an Orange Jubilee, one of the larger Sicilian saucers. Those and the other ones. So sad, too bad. Let's move on to the next. Alright, so I lost an hour and we're on round 2 of trying to do this first batch, and it's going okay. Just put them add a little bit of water, that's why it's not to a rolling boil. We're going to bring it back to a rolling boil, adjust the timer, and we're going to boil it for 85 minutes. And if another jar breaks, I'm going to be very sad. I did lose, obviously, some tomatoes when the glass broke, so I still some of the San Marzanos to fill up one of these jars. So here I just have them ready to go to heat up when the time comes. I'm not going to do that until I'll probably start it when I take these out, and then when I take these ones out, I start heating up the other jars. And what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna go get the yellow tomatoes and defrost them, because they should defrost in the amount of time it's gonna take for these to boil. I'm gonna get them going in a separate pan, and I think I'll get at least 1 jar of each, and then I might end up with 1 jar of mixed. We'll see. It's warmer in here than it is outside, so I got to capture a pretty cool phenomenon. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so you pour out the liquid in the white. So what kind of hot sauce is that going to be?
This one is mostly the hotter peppers. It's Scotch bonnets, lemon balm, lemon drop, whatever those were called.
Lemon drop.
Yep. Then there's some atomic starfish and fatale in here. So this one is like hotter peppers in general. Some onion and garlic in there.
And how long did you have it fermenting?
3 weeks.
And now you're gonna, so you poured the liquid out, you have those, you're gonna blend it, and then from there you can go in the container in the fridge? Mm-hmm. Cool. They still look really fresh. For being in it for 3 weeks. Okay, so you're adding like 3/4 cup vinegar?
Yep.
Is that just to act as a liquid so you can blend it, or do you need it for a reason?
It adds to the flavor.
Okay.
And then also gonna add a cup of brine.
For flavor or for the bacteria?
Both.
Okay.
And also for liquid consistency.
Okay. And what's the bacteria called again?
Lactobacillus.
Lactobacillus. Cool.
Now it's time to blend.
I'm coming in to try it. First of all, that is orange like a carrot.
It's hot and very flavorful.
Ooh. Is this the one you said might come out kind of tasting like Tabasco?
No, that's the other one.
That's the other? Oh, this one kind of smells like Tabasco. Good flavor though. Alright, so it's done blending, and you just put it in that container and put it in the fridge. Did I get it right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh wait, there's still some solid pieces in here. I might blend it a little more.
Alright. Hot number 3. And to the other 2. I think I'm gonna gonna try hot number 4
You started
on my bagel. It's gonna be a good bagel. We still need to turn this,
See what that's like.
this, leftovers. Oh yeah, that'd be a good mix. So we have those two, and then this is the big pile that I collected last week. That needs to be turned into hot sauce. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Greg's gonna keep an eye on the cans I have going right now. I'm gonna let the girls out for some free ranging time while Greg finishes up with his hot sauce. Hi girls. Come on. You know. They're so cute. Look at them go. That's a lot of lemon drops, and then you have, I think that's a mix of Serranos, Tabasco. The larger ones are sweet peppers.
I know that, but I'm just gonna put them in there because that'll be a softer sauce as it is, and I don't know what else to do with them.
What do you have there?
This is fatali peppers and Scotch bonnets.
Okay. Here we have sweet peppers, Tabasco Serrano, lemon drop, atomic starfish. All right, there's about 16 minutes left of this boil. So what I'm gonna do is turn this on, start heating these up. Gonna finish peeling these ones. This is just tray 1 of 2. And those I'm also gonna start heating up, so by the time these come out and I can put in the new jars to sterilize, these will be ready to go once the new jars are ready to go. So I'll check back in. I like that you're weighing it. All right, we got our tomatoes there, tomatoes here, and it's time to take these out because the timer just went. Moment of truth. Please don't break like the other ones did. Oh, you look so pretty. Alright, there's one. Oh, that looks nice too. Oh. Alright, time to put those into sterilize and heat these up. This is really coming together. So you said there's the same amount of atomic starfish as lemon balm. So are you going to do the same onion and garlic mix?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, by the way, that's not shoes, it's chamomile drawing. Cool beans. Alright, we got this slowly coming to a boil. Make sure it's hot. This is heating up. This will boil soon. This is starting to come to a boil. Very nice. Oh, it's not sandwich on out. Alright, and then these two look pretty good. And I'm going to put this in the fridge because I am going to dry them all, but I'm not going to do that today. Alright. Looks like we only got 1 full jar of each of the San Marzano and the Green Peach. So we're going to go water bath them now again for 85 minutes. These just what red peppers we have. So you're making the brine now. Is that for all three of them or just for one?
That's for all three of them.
Okay. So I know you use the salt and water. How much salt, how much water?
You want to use 1 1/4 teaspoons for every cup of water. And it's important for it to be filtered water because chlorine can impact the fermentation process. Distilled water would probably be ideal, but
Okay.
I figure the filter gets the chlorine out.
It's fair. So you're finishing up that. This is gonna be done in a minute. Take it out, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, we got one out. In one piece. Let's see if the other one comes out in one piece. Oh no. Oh dear. Let's try that again. Okay. There you go, 4 jars. All done. I like your industrious method. I'm just putting it in the jar. Are you gonna get 2 jars out of that or just one?
This will, it should all fit in one for these lemon drop ones.
Okay. I'll get the 2 more. Nice. You look really good in the jars. You just get the weights. See, those weights work with these jars, not with the big ones.
Nope.
Yeah. And then you just put the brine on.
Yep.
So do you put the weight on before the brine?
Doesn't really matter.
Okay. Cool. And then you don't have to bring it to a boil, you're just melting the salt.
Yeah, you want it to be like lukewarm.
Cool. Well, there you have it for all 3 of the new ferments that are going. You can't see the weights because they're clear. We're going to put them in containers just in case as they ferment there's any spillover. But I'm excited to try these, and I can't believe how yellow the lemon drops are. They're like banana yellow. So from the left to the right we have a fatale. Excuse me. I take that back. From the left to the right we have atomic starfish, lemon drop, and then a mix of serranos and Tabasco. Over here we have the finished canned tomatoes. This is actually my first time ever canning tomatoes, not just canning like a sauce I made. So left to right here are general mix of Sicilian saucers and the other large tomatoes that came in. Those are the 2 jars on the left. In the front we have the garden peach, and in the back right we have the San Marzano. Now if anyone knows about the liquid separation that's happening and would care to elaborate a bit more for me, I would definitely appreciate that. You can see here in the background are the jars I broke by accident. Don't do that. But this is a pretty good day. So I'm gonna end today where I started it, in this little area with the door. So for all the frozen tomatoes that we started with, I ended up getting 4 jars. Unfortunately, I messed up in the beginning and I broke 2 jars because the tomatoes were cold and the jars were hot. And when you put cold tomatoes in jars and dunk it into boiling water, you're gonna break the glass. But, you know, you live and you learn. This is why I call a current property our mini homestead or our practice homestead, because the stakes are lower. You know, this isn't for survival right now, but they're good self-sufficiency skills to learn. I hope you learned something today, and definitely give you some updates about the hot sauce that Greg has been making. He's been really into the ferments lately, and they've been coming out great. So thanks for joining me. I'll have a new video out for you next Tuesday, and in the meanwhile, I hope you get through all of this fall in one piece. All right, bye.